So this is 5 minutes, 2005 GMT. It's part 2 of the Khoodeelaar television channel, broadcast at 2005 hours GMT on Thursday, the 27th of October, 2022. This is the Baby Angel Geronimo Editions framework. Now, the weight of the illicit, cabinet member in the cabinet of Rishi Sunak, namely Suella Cruella Braverman. The weight is getting heavier and she's sinking Sunak's career at a faster pace than any of the headline writers in the Indian mainstream newspapers imagined possible when they went overboard and compared Rishi Sunak with the kind of reversal of the British Raj. I mean, how stupid can these people get? Rishi Sunak was not even born in India. He was not even born in Africa. But his parents, Indian parents, came from Africa to the UK. And there was no need for the Indian newspapers, especially the likes of the Times of India, on Wednesday to go completely shamelessly over the top, saying there is a Sunak Raj. There was no Raj by Sunak. Sunak was a member of the Conservative Party, and it should not have been presented as if it was a reversal of the British Empire. What would the Indian newspaper say if Sajid Javid, who is of Pakistani origin and also born in England, not in Pakistan, were to become leader and become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? They would be speechless, wouldn't they, the Indian newspaper morons? So let's put all of that aside and tell the Indian newspaper that they're as stupid with Sunak as Sunak has been stupid with Braverman. And Sunak's stupidity will only get worse in public sight. And they're already comparing Sunak's appointment of Suella Cruella Braverman to the post of Home Secretary 6 days after she admitted one serious mistake, breach of the code, etc., etc., and had a row with Liz Truss, and Liz Truss forced her to resign. Politonby in The Guardian today says that Sunak's promotion or tolerance of Suella Braverman shows the extent to which he is in hock to the right of the Conservative Party. I don't agree. There is no right or left of the Conservative Party. The Conservative Party is itself bereft of any substance and should not be treated as a going concern. All the Conservative MPs and politicians should be hauled out of Parliament and deposited in the Thames. Rhetorically, of course, not physically, but rhetorically. And their careers scrapped. They don't recognize the existence of society. And so, therefore, they should not be accommodated by society. Now, as for Nadim Zahawi, is he an Iraqi or is he an Iranian? Whatever it is, either Iraqi or Iranian. Zahawi is setting an example of being the most shameless Arsli Khan, as the private lie says, going. I mean, how does he, Nadim Zahawi, keep a straight face as he lies? I mean, he lies at the speed that cannot be kept pace with by ordinary, decent, reasonable thinking people. So the Conservative Party, under the new kind of management fronted by Rishi Sunak, is in a mess. We shall talk about the Labour Party that used to be, but has been politically murdered by Keir Starmer. We shall talk about that in due course later. As to Pakistan, Imran Khan's declarations about the long march tomorrow, that is 28th of October 2020, is he going to refer to 1958, October 28, 1958? Let's check what happened on 28th of October 1958. We are looking for what happened in October 1958. Let's The 1958 Pakistani coup d'etat refers to the events between October 7, when the first president of Pakistan, Iskandar Mirza, abrogated the constitution of Pakistan and declared martial law, and October 27, when Mirza himself was deposed by General, must be Ayub Khan, isn't it? Let's see, because it was 28th of October 1958. That things happened in an altogether unprecedented direction. So it wasn't Ayub Khan himself that initiated the thing. He was approached. He was approached by Iskandar Mirza for help. So he turned to Ayub Khan. Okay, let's see what is the meaning of he, whether it is Sarawardi or Iskandar Mirza. East Pakistan's politicians wanted more say in the running of the central government, which increased tension. Iskandar Mirza had lost the support of many of the leading politicians and was alarmed at a plan by Sarawardi to unite the political leadership of Bengal and Punjab against him. I see. So Sarawardi was the one who was trying to do that. So Mirza turned to Ayub Khan and the military for help. So the military was approached by Iskandar Mirza for help because Sarawardi was trying to unite the political forces of Punjab and East Bengal or East Pakistan. And if he had united those, then Mirza would have been further and permanently kind of politically damaged. So Mirza then went to Ayub Khan, and Ayub Khan took full advantage of it. Let's see what the Wikipedia is saying. Let's say. So Ayub Khan ruled from October the 7th, 1958 to 25th of March, 1969. That's what they're saying. In any case, one Ayub Khan actually declared martial law, curfews, etc. I was in the village Sondarpur to the east of the river Khoodeelaar, and I remember the biggest political fight I had with the elderly people or elders so far. And the two elders that I remember took particular exception to me were the Dakhala, the man who carried the post, the mail from Dahadukkin to Sondarpur, from Sondarpur to Dahadukkin, and the retired military doctor, Dr. Umar Ali. Dr. Umar Ali had a The row I had with these two people, well, they had the support of the other elders, was simply based on the fact that I said that the military existed to defend the country from foreign aggression and attacks. And they said that the military existed to take over control of the internal events in Pakistan, in the country as well. We disagreed, and they, Dr. Umar Ali and the Dakhala and others, incrementally kind of praised Ayub Khan and the military regime that had been declared. And I found myself traveling to the town of Silot from Sandarpur to find out what was actually going on. Because there were a lot of rumors about the military coming to the villages. And that was a concern because so many vulnerable people would have been exposed to deadly danger, etc., etc. So it took hours and hours to travel on one way. And I found that there was this absolutely general factual apathy and indifference and lack of knowledge, even in Dahadukin and one area called we shall be talking about all of these issues in due course. Now, going back to, as I said, going back to the martial law that Imran Khan has been warning about. He said that the Pakistan military in 2022, the Pakistan military, the Pakistan that is now in existence, the Pakistan military is under pressure to deploy the military against Tehreek-e-Insaf in order to stop Imran Khan's political movement. This is not a lazy warning, it is a realistic warning. And if the military take the action, that it would be very bad for the democratic future of Pakistan. And Imran Khan is the symbol of the democratic movement. There is no other political individual in Pakistan today, the Pakistan, what is now Pakistan post 1971. And all the potential role that the Pakistan, a democratic Pakistan, could play in affecting pro-democratic forces and movements and events in the Muslim-dominated countries. All the democratic forces that pretend to be in existence are really not democratic forces, they're opportunistic careerists. Now, Imran Khan has said that he is not like them. The challenge is that he has to prove that he is not like them, not just say that he is not like them. So we shall be talking more about Imran Khan's long march, which he has declared will be happening tomorrow, that is Friday. Long march aimed at reaching Islamabad, which is the political capital of Pakistan. And we shall be looking at the response from the military, response from the regime, in the Pakistan regime, fronted by Shahbaz Sharif, his younger brother, and Nawab Sharif's younger brother Shawaz Sharif, and the Pakistan Army, fronted by Benazir Bhutto's son Bilawal Bhutto, who is resident in the United Kingdom. Once we have come through that list that I have just outlined, that is worth a written volume of about 50,000 words. And those written words and the dedication of the villages to the words, and if there is safety, the civilian safety in the country while the protests are continued, then democracy will prosper in Pakistan, and the enemies of foreign hukumat would be undermined as they should be. Now, as I have said before, not in this edition so far anyway, the fact that Imran Khan considers Muhammad Ali Jinnah as his political leader is not controversial. It should not be controversial. Because in the case of East Pakistan, where all the leading political diagnostic and there were several careerists in the country in Pakistan at all times during the last 75 years. There have been several careerists, and that begins with Zulfikar Bhutto. The the coverage of the Rishi Sunak kind of appointment by the Indian papers is as shallow, as corrupt, as ignorant, as stupid as the coverage or the cover-up of the Narendra Modi criminal regime by the papers. So instead of going through item by item of the newspapers, let's say that we shall be doing a collective analysis. But the trend has already been, if you like, halted when the newspapers are celebrating too much. Celebrating too much the surfacing of Rishi Sunak. Well, for political journalists and observers like myself, the huge chicken space, the huge space that is given to this promotion propaganda for the so Imran Khan is not being properly reported by the Indian papers. Come to that, nor is he reported properly by the Pakistani papers. And the Pakistan government controlled television channels, of course, are hostile to him. The Western papers, Western media are hostile because of the agenda fronted by the United States, the states, to change regime in Pakistan, because Pakistan is, despite the many internal weaknesses, compared globally, Pakistan is one of the potentially the leading countries in the world, where if Pakistan did break his leg in the, so what happens on Friday in the march has already been predicted, because they are probably going to use the military and use the police in a military form to physically stop the march. That would be very stupid. But we shall be, of course, commenting on as things happen on the day which is not yet on. This is the day before. पाकिस्तान का मतलब क्या is at the center of the march. And the message of the Pakistan ka matlab kya should be spread right across the subcontinent, across India, and all the way to East Pakistan. Because the forces, the anti-democratic forces that Imran Khan began to fight in Pakistan have got together. We shall be talking about all of that in due course, more in due course. As I've said, Imran Khan needs to get his facts right about East Pakistan. And instead of confining himself to what is now Pakistan, the ideological, political message should be extended across the whole of subcontinent, including the main India and other countries in the region. And Pakistan should set an example as the leader of democratic accountability in practice, democratic transparency in practice, etc., etc. Now, let's move on to the updated commentary on the baby angel Geronimo, who in the London borough of Tower Hamlets, where the corrupt mayor system is in place, there is no progress towards accountability, the progress towards ending the corruption. And the political contingent called the Labour Party and Tower Hamlets Council is completely dead. And there is no evidence that anyone in Tower Hamlets Council has taken any steps. Let's look at the So the headlines, the BBC admits in August 2022, Shamima Begum, spy for Canada, smuggled schoolgirl to Syria. What is the BBC? The BBC has been in existence for 100 years now, apparently. And the BBC has not really contributed to the democratic movement in the subcontinent. The democratic process that was sabotaged in Pakistan in the 1950s would have been culminating today in the fact of Pakistan being the world's leading democratic country. The fact that it is not. Because everything in the political philosophy enunciated by the leaders of the Muslim side of the independence movement, every major pillar, every major aim was way ahead of the rivals, the Indian Congress, which is synonymous with the Hindu Congress. And the fact that M.K. Gandhi was politically undermined by the Nehrus, who also fatally undermined Subhash Bose. The massive corruption, in the Muslim communities across the world can be found in short, in operation, in London Borough of Hamlets, which is where the Brick Lane is based. The ambition that Imran Khan has set himself about democracy in Pakistan, Hakiki Azadi in Pakistan, is laudable and long overdue. What he is lacking now is the reference and recognition and improve in kind of increase awareness about the whole Pakistan, which includes East Pakistan. The fact that Imran Khan has spoken about the Haqiqi Azadi, not the newspapers in Pakistan, sums up the bankruptcy of the newspapers in Pakistan. It is the same newspapers or the similar newspapers that were in circulation in 1971 or going back to the 1960s. They did disservice to the cause of Pakistan, as did the intellectuals, the so-called intellectuals, the so-called defending that they are marking about the independence of Pakistan, so-called, in August 1947. Independence didn't get materialized in West Pakistan, nor did it get materialized in East Pakistan. And we shall be examining item by item the hakikat of Azadi in Pakistan. And we shall start with the complete and undeniably dysfunctional cabals of politicians from East Pakistan and from West Pakistan, and they assembled at the federal token place called Haqiqat-e-Pakistan. And Haqiqat-e-Pakistan means the truth about Pakistan, the true Pakistan, justice, insaf, and as Imran Khan says, rule of law, etc., etc. Now, I said for years, well, I've said for decades, that the idea of independence from one particular power was, of course, by all means, attractive, enticing. But the idea was at risk of being completely ignored by those who carried the banner of independence, because after independence, to any degree, was achieved, these quarters would disappear and they won't say a word, which is what has happened in Bangladesh. Post facto, that is, after this 16th of December 1971, well, I became aware of the existence of Dhaka about and the other thing that I notice is in the Tehreek-e-Insaf in Pakistan, I mean, Imran Khan is the only one who is the main speaker and the main source of the narrative from the Tehreek-e-Insaf party. The others, frontliners near him, have not so far delivered anything comprehensive about Haqiqi Azadi or the Haqiqi Azadi that is dated in August 1947. Because from August 1947, the Azadi supporters should have actually been active in a way compatible to the delivery of Azadi to the people of Azad Pakistan. This phrase Azad Pakistan is not a reference to the people of Kashmir, where significant numbers of people are both dual citizens of Pakistan and anything else. There are lots and lots and lots of clarifications to be established. And essentially, what I have been saying and shall continue to emphasize is that the so called mad nuclear readiness, mutual assured destruction between Pakistan and India is in context, is proper context, childish, irresponsible, and deadly irresponsible. And in the Indian political narrative, as well as in the Pakistan political narrative, the kind of key role of defining Hakiki Azadi has been totally left to Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and Imran Khan by the other parties, including Benazir Bhutto, whose son is now the foreign minister in the Pakistan's federal government. But her husband is totally discredited. Now, let me just add a minute or two. The response of the people that have joined the various jalsas and rallies addressed by Imran Khan, these are the correct responses, but they are not being recognized by the mainstream media in Pakistan. So we shall be examining all of those in due course later or in later editions. Because Pakistan ka matlab ka la ilaha illallah is not should not be and must not be confined to the physical area of Pakistan. It should be found reverberating across every frontier, every institution, every agency, every individual in Pakistan. And it should be applied post facto to East Pakistan. And today's report in Pakistan media about the first news conference given by a military person against Imran Khan should be understood in the context of the military, Pakistan military, playing a completely irresponsible role. And the role being that they have, in effect, cancelled Pakistan. And they have created the idea that the natural independence after 1947, the natural independence, objectively defined independence, after the 1947, August 1947, bracket or bracket on, So there is a serious danger and the risk that Imran Khan is being targeted by the Pakistan military as well as other forces that do not recognize the threat to their own existence if anything bad happens to Pakistan. And the future of Pakistan, in the narrative sense, so the coverage on the mainstream media and the newspapers of Imran Khan's activities has been reluctant recognition of what the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is doing and what Imran Khan is doing. And this will remain so. The only way to break this corruption would be for the movement that is Tehreek-e-Insaf and personified in the leadership of Imran Khan. If they became really engaged with the traitors that are the Pakistan media, and if they began the people's journalism by publishing the state of the country in their parts of the country, like newspapers, but say confining themselves. The various incidents in the USA where the abilities, the mental abilities and faculties of Joe Biden are openly exposed as being dysfunctional. And here it is. Only the role of the judiciary in Pakistan is artificial. The role of the judiciary in India is artificial. And the role of the judiciary in Bangladesh is artificial. So the phrase contextual analysis of the last 75 years that we introduced in the last 3 years refers to everything at the state level and states level, provincial level in the case of India. And in the case of Pakistan as well, up to 16th of December 1971. and the provincial levels in what is now Pakistan. Everything that the Mughals did in the subcontinent, everything they did in the subcontinent was a spiritual leadership for liberation. I'm going to get a copy of the Sarojini Naidu tribute to Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and I shall be reading extracts from that in due course. What is happening in India, which is dominated by Hindutva, BJP, and fronted by the criminal against humanity, Narendra Modi, would horrify Sarojini Naidu, would horrify her contemporary fighters in the Indian National Congress.